Hi, welcome back to Inside Boxing's ThrowDown. Eric Duran, and I'm Aurelio Martinez. This is our third segment for this week, and we'll be talking about local boxers here in the Denver, Colorado area, promising young fighters that have all just recently turned pro or haven't been pro for a long time, but carry the talent of a new crop, a new crew that can make some waves. And we're going to talk about that, Erica. Give us a rundown. Give us the names of the five that we think are making some waves in the pro game.
Well, you have Ricky Rodriguez. He's 1-0. He fights anywhere between 126, 132. You have David Escamilla out of Delgado's gym. I believe he's 3-0 right now.
Mm-hmm.
He fights in and around the 130-pound range. You have Donovan Estrella. He is 2-0. He fights tonight. He fights anywhere between 126 and 132. You have Giovanni Merceron, who fights out of the Grudge Training Center. He's started at 154, but he's now made his way down to 147. He's 3-1. He also is the main event tonight on Jim Smith's Poor Boys Boxing card. And then you have Manuel Lopez, who's also out of the Delgado gym. He is 5-0 with 4 knockouts. Promising fighter in the 140-pound division.
I'm telling you. And here's the thing about, we're not just pulling names out of our head. Every boxer that Eric has just mentioned has a strong amateur background. And I'm talking very strong. I mean, not just an amateur that's been in fighting local here. We're talking a strong amateur background. These kids are something else, and what they've done is they've proven as a pro that they're in it for one reason, and that's to see what they got in the pro and see where they're going to go. We've had packs of boxers come out, not only from Colorado, but from states all across the country that come out, but you know, it's always been that familiar saying they don't want to fight each other because, you know,
you know firsthand about this stuff because when I first started 10 years ago, you had Donald Camarena, Adrian and Anthony Mora, and Mike Alvarado. And none of these guys...
And Marvin Cordova.
None of these guys fought each other.
Well, it was always the old thing, you know, we don't want to fight each other because it should be a big money fight. Well, no, what about a career establishing fight, okay? And that's what I like about this crew that you just talked about. There's no shame in their game, and they're calling each other out, okay? So we're going to see really quick which ones take a back seat to the front runners. I know right now, as a matter of fact, I got a call this morning from Ricky Rodriguez's camp saying, all these people are talking stuff, but I'm ready to sign to fight any one of them. Any one of them in my division, just have them sign and I'm ready to go. Okay? So, and the others are similar in their thinking because, you know, what they want to do is they don't want to wait for 10 years before they make it on the pro scene. They want to go out and do what they're going to do. That way, if they don't make it as a pro, then they can go out and do something else and they're still young enough to go to school or whatever the case may be, okay? But bottom line is they need to go out and they carry the talent. You got Donovan Estrella, nice slick boxer, a lot of movement, a lot of punching, a lot of scoring.
I labeled him, and you know, I'll be honest with you. I'm in the Australia camp. I'm very close with Donovan. I labeled him young, gifted, and handsome. You know what I mean? I labeled him the total package. You know what I mean? You got Manny Lopez. Manny Lopez is not only is he a great fighter, he's an educated man.
Well, let me tell you, Manny comes from a boxing family. Of course, his father, Manuel Lopez Sr., was a great pro himself. He went out and fought for titles. Manuel Lopez. So he comes from that family of boxers. So it's no secret that Manuel is an accomplished amateur, and now he's on his way to becoming an accomplished. I mean, he's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. So obviously, he's ready to make some.
But he's educated
waves.
too. You know what I mean? So if boxing doesn't work, he can fall back on his education. It's just not, boxing just isn't his life. Giovanni Merceron, he's gifted. He's educated as well. He's a gym rat.
Another
the
great
most
amateur.
humble guy you'll ever meet. Golden Gloves champ. Couldn't compete because of his nationality. We discussed that on a previous show. I don't know much about David Escamilla or Ricky Rodriguez. You might know them from the amateur game.
There again, talented fighters that turn pro for one reason, to turn pro and make some waves. Okay, so you've got to give these young professional fighters credit that think that way. Okay, in other words, I don't want to be in this game 10 years and still be trying to fight, for $2,000 or $1,500 here and there. Let me make my way now. Let's see what I've got. Let's see what everyone else got. And all they're asking is to fight someone with equal talent, and here we got a bunch of them here that are willing to mix it up and rise to the top. So let's kind of find it interesting. We're going to keep you posted because I'm going to follow this really close because I know pretty much all the camps with the different fighters. Of course, you got Estrella fighting, being trained and stuff by my old fighter Donald Camarena, so he's in really good hands. You got Ricky Rodriguez up fighting in Greeley, and his dad and the whole camp.
Older brother too.
Older brother, excellent camp. You got Escamilla. I mean, they all come from fighting camps that will put their boxers in the best position and make sure that they're well conditioned. So I think the local fans here, if it happens, I mean, it can always turn back sour like it is. Well, I don't want to fight him, or I'll fight him, but then when it comes time to sign on the dotted line, someone finds a reason not to. But we're going to keep you posted, and the ones that do fight each other, we're going to highlight them. We're going to let everybody know.
We'll bring them on the show.
We'll bring them on the show. We'll put some film together. We'll let you guys see how exciting these guys are, and they're ready to mix it up. Not only with people local, but anyone in the country that wants to, has equal experience. They're ready. So with that, look forward to seeing these young guns, these young up and coming boxers. We'll have them on the show. They can talk about it. We'll have highlights. We'll present them. And also we're going to go out and seek some of the others out in other states that are up and coming, new pros. We're going to follow their careers. We're going to try to give people new names to follow, at least on sites, so that we don't always have to listen and talk about Bernard Hopkins. Okay.
but that's good because as a fan and getting into the game 10 years ago, like we always talk about Mike Alvarado and stuff like that. And one of the things I always point to is I did one of the first articles ever on Mike Alvarado. When he was 5-0 and just signed with Top Rank. You know what I mean? And I covered Mike Alvarado's first fight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And guys like Manny Perez, who is a great friend of mine now. I met him 10 years ago, covered his first fight. Didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. 10 years later, we're good friends. It's always good to, see these names, and
sure
then 10 years later to see what they have done and to build relationships with them.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. So, all right, guys. So with that, we're going to leave you today. Tune in next week for next week's episode where we'll have exciting content for you as well. But until then, guys, keep them hands up.